HCAM Sports is supported by our viewers and by the Dentist at Hopkinton. Founded by Dr. Jill Tansey in 2003, the Dentist at Hopkinton provides state-of-the-art dental care in a comfortable and relaxing setting to patients of all ages. They are located at 77 Main Street and online at hopdent.com. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the New England Sports Center for Hopkinton Hillers Hockey on HCAM. Tom Nappy alongside Eric Carty, John Ritz on camera. And today, the 10-0 Hopkinton Hillers take on the 3-6-3 Ashland Clockers in a TVL large battle. The Hillers already beat Ashland once this season, 6-1, back on January 6th. And they are looking to get win number 11 here today. As far as Ashland, they've struggled a bit. They have lost 4 of their last 5 games, and their last game ended in a 4-4 tie against Medway. So Ashland certainly looking to pull off the upset here today as well. As I welcome in Eric Carty. Eric, you never know what to expect in a TVL large, but the Hillers, they have just been skating through the season.
What a blazing start to 10-0. We already made the tournament, so there's goal number 1 out of the way. It's always great when they play in that town line rival game. There's nothing bigger in these high school sports than Ashland and Hopkinton play each other. So I expect to see an exciting game here. Probably a lot of body checking as kids are familiar with one another through all the sports
absolutely.
here. So look forward to it. Just another great game.
It should be fun out there tonight. So right now, we'll send it down to ice level for the starting lineups and the national anthem as we are just about ready for face-off here at the New England Sports Center.
Is it any better? I can't hear it. I can hear you. No, I'm here, but enough.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's game of Hopkinton High School versus Ashland. We welcome you to the New England Sports Center, and at this time we ask that everyone rise and remove their hats as we salute our country with the playing of the national anthem.
And we are just about ready for today's game between the Hillers and the Clockers. We are set for face-off. And Eric, after a state championship last season, it's just amazing what the Hillers have done all year long.
Yeah, just a great run. Since that time, that loss, all the wins they had before that, you couldn't ask for a better role for a team to be on right now. So hopefully they can keep it up again today, keep that streak going.
Well, it's already getting loud in here. A good turnout from both sides, and we are underway As Sean Walsh knocks the puck back off the face-off. And the Hillers going to try to work it into Ashland territory. We'll take a look at the Hillers starters. In net, it's Gray Bailey, Drew Saporositz in the game, Andrew Gilbert, Sean Walsh, Kyle Rogers, and Tommy Hamblett to start things off for the Hillers. He's working up ice.
Yeah. Hillers are going to have a penalty here for a trip.
Oh boy, perhaps an early penalty. And heading to the box is Kyle Rogers, so Ashland will start things out on the power play.
Yeah, probably the Hillers we've seen had a little bit of few slow starts here in the beginning, so Ashland looks like they come ready to play, so they're going to get the opportunity right off the bat with a power play.
And puck knocked out of play. And we have an unlisted number 12 on the face-off for Ashland. We'll try to get your name on him. I believe someone on their team must have changed numbers. As Gilbert works it up the far side, smacks it all the way into Ashland territory. Nice clear there. Ashland with the man advantage on the power play for the next minute and 43 seconds. And now here comes number 12 for Ashland. I believe that might be Brett Irwin, the captain for the Clockers. So for now, we'll go with that. Working his way up is Boselli.
Nice forecheck there by Sean Walsh, able to break that up.
And here comes Nick Fish. Puts it over to the near side. Getting in there for the Hillers is Dan Kirk. Working his way up the ice is Fish, looking for a shot there, denied by Seamus. Along the far side corner, Seamus working his way in there. Puts it around the net. It's picked up by Milko along the near side. Fires it back to the blue line. There's a shot turned away by Bailey. Don Boselli with a nice shot there. 49 seconds left on the Ashland power play.
And Ashland got some good looks here so far. They break the puck out well. They get some good team speed as well.
Here comes Milko working his way up. Pass over to Fish, and now taking it down is Boselli. Boselli looking for a shot. Turned away by Jarrett. Getting in there on the action is Will Quinlan. Back to the blue line. There's a shot wide to the left goes Fish. Along the near side out in front. 10 seconds left on the power play as Jarrett collects. He'll pop it off the glass. Back to the neutral zone into Ashland territory. And it's picked up by Boselli as the power play has expired for Ashland. Getting out there for the Hillers is Aiden Walsh as he'll immediately get involved along the near side.
Good stick check there by Walsh.
Weinstock with a shot. That is turned away, then it's popped in. Goal Hillers, Aiden Walsh on the rebound.
Now, Walsh started that play in the neutral zone, made a nice play to break up Ashland, and got rewarded by being in front for that open net.
The assist goes to Weinstock. And at 12:01 left to go in the first period, it's a 1-0 Hillers lead. In on the face-off is Sean Walsh up against Derek Sheff. Rogers trying to escape with it. He'll smack it up the far side boards. Jack Reardon and Tommy Hamblett collide along the corner. Saporositz pops it back up towards the net. Trying to clear the far side. A hard hit delivered by Gilbert. Some pushing and shoving going on. Saporositz over to Rogers. Rogers racing up the ice. Shot turned away. Dante Diavanzo has been busy in net for Ashland.
A nice move by Walsh there. Trying to make him an inside-out move and took it right around with a good shot on net.
Gilbert will track it up the far side. Gilbert puts it around over towards Hamblett. Ashland trying to get into Hillers territory. Here comes Jack Reardon. Back to the neutral zone it goes. Hamblett gets in there. Hamlet trying to find out where to go with it. Will go over to Quinlan, and then Seamus delivers a shot. Quinlan pops it back out, and now over to the near side boards. 10:38 and counting left to go in the first period. Hillers leading Ashland 1-0 off an Aiden Walsh goal. A nice rebound goal from a Jake Weinstock shot as Ashland trying to respond. Backhander goes off the side of the net from Fish. And the Hillers have it as there to collect was Dan Kirk.
Good forecheck there by Schultz for Ashland, able to break that up.
Here's Quinlan, shot turned away by Diavanzo. Collected by Irwin, who puts it over to the far side. Seamus will put it back into Ashland territory. Handful of Hillers switching things up as Joe Carrazza and Quentin Barnes get out there for Hopkinton. Aiden Walsh also back on the ice. Along the near side, here comes Irwin. Just past the reach of Carrazza, but it's picked up by Barnes. And we'll get an icing here.
Well, so far, Tom, I think it's just what we expected. I mean, Ashland's come out flying. They know they're playing their 10-0 team. They'd like nothing better to be the ones to get that first victory against them. They've come out hard hitting, but the Hillers are hitting right back.
They certainly are. Sean Walsh up against Nick Fish. Collected in the corner by Jarrett. Here comes Walsh. Walsh racing in, look out, shot turned away. Rogers sends it right back to Walsh, and now here's a shot by Barnes. That's denied by Irwin. Jarrett pops it off the boards. And there's a backhander turned away by Bailey. A good save there, and a nice backhander by Nick Fish.
Good reflexes by Bailey to get that blocker on it. He was drifting the other way, but was able to reach out.
Sent up by Jarrett. Just past the reach of Walsh. Playing from his knees is Irwin. There's a shot sent wide by Reardon. And a shot by Boselli is wide to the right. Sending it around is Barnes over to the near side. Walsh with the backhanded pass to Rogers. Rogers flips it up the far side, and it's gloved by Diavanzo. And then as Mira was approaching, Diavanzo made sure to stick the glove on it. We'll have a face-off.
Well, so far, both teams have the match intensity. Ashland's skating strides for pride with the Hillers here.
It's been a good back-and-forth battle so far. Quinlan flips it over to Kirk. Gilbert with a shot turned away. Saporoshic puts that one off of Shapiro, and out of play it goes. .803 left to go. Hillers up 1-0. Dan Kirk up against Irwin. Collected along the far side by Milko. Picked up by Mira. Here comes Mira, look out. He's got a good shot. Diavanzo turns it away. Milko along the far side. Up to the blue line, but Gilbert denies it. Sent around by Quinlan. Kirk trying to send it out. And gave Milko a nice check in the back. Along the near side now. Trying to pick it out is Quinlan. And here comes Mara looking for a shot. Sends that one off of Irwin. And that one's going to be flipped into the protective netting, out of play.
Now this line, Tom, is very impressive with their forecheck. They always seem to do a great job in the corners. They always work the cycle really well. They dump the puck behind if they're covered and the next man's coming down to pick it up. They really work well together.
Joe Carrazza in on the faceoff. Quick shot by Aiden Walsh, and it's wrapped up. He's looking to sneak one in there. Sophomore goaltender Dante Diavanzo's been very busy. Also a good baseball player as well as Dante Diavanzo. Walsh with another quick shot there. Seamus sends it up. Trying to get to it, Weinstock. Leaves it behind for Carrazza. Ashland trying to work up the ice. Collected by Manser. Manser to Carrazza. Manser flips it into the backboards. Pulling that one down, Carrazza. Up the far side he goes. Reardon trying to get to it. Tommy Hamblett back out there for the Hillers. Delivers a big shot to McGough.
Another good shift there.
Here comes Reardon. Seamus over to Rogers, driving in, shot turned away. Hamblett takes a check along the near side corner. Ashland trying to work it down into Hillers territory. Hopkinton winning the possession battle so far. That one flipped off the glass by Jarrett along the near side. Hamblett with a nice pass over to Rogers, racing in, shot. Diavanzo put the wrap on it.
So the Hillers starting to pile up the shots now. They're getting some good looks. They caught Ashland on a change there a little bit before that. A nice up pass from their own end. But they're really starting to get some good looks.
Walsh in on the faceoff for the Hillers. Walsh with the puck. Shot turned away. Hillers continuing to get a lot of shots on net in this period. Jarrett sends it over to Barnes. There comes Walsh racing in, look out. And it's going to be a glove save by Diavanzo. Andrew Gilbert and Drew Saporositz get back out there for the Hillers on defense. Well, you got Will Quinlan, Dan Kirk, and Pavitt Mera as your forwards. Gilbert collects along the far side, puts it just past Quinlan. Kirk trying to leave it for Mera. Here comes Ashland. Kirk races in, a nice steal there. Up the near side he goes. Leaves it out in front, shot Mera, and it's turned away by Diavanzo.
Great work by Kirk there to set up Mara. Ashland got a stick on it the last minute.
To the backboards of Reardon. Saporositz. Collected by Reardon. Sends it around. Gilbert with a nice push along the far side. Irwin gets in there. Mera trying to skate away with the puck. Mera flips it wide to the right. Saporositz trying to center it out over towards Quinlan. Kirk back to Quinlan. Now Gilbert sends it around. And Ashland finally able to clear their own territory as Gilbert will race back. And we'll have an icing.
Again, the Kirk line just doing a great job containing Ashland in their own zone. Every time Ashland gets the puck, tries to break out, the forecheck just puts enough pressure on him to make the turnover.
Face off in Ashland territory. That one sent to the net and wrapped up. Joe Carrazza up against Derek Sheaf. Quick shot by Aiden Walsh. It's just wide to the right. And we'll get an icing here. So back to Ashland territory we go.
And the Hillers have a big advantage here, Tom. They're just able to roll three lines. That third line doing another great job also keeping pressure on Ashland. All three lines have been able to really compete hard this year.
Walsh sends it back to Seamus. It's sent around towards Hamblett. Hamblett surrounded by clockers along the far side, and here comes Ashland. Seamus sends it up the near side. Walsh trying to skate away with it. And he meets up with Reap. Collected along the near side. And Hamblett will send it back up. 3:17 and counting left to go in the first period. Hamblett sends it out just past the reach of Rogers. Walsh now. That's back to Manser. There's a shot turned away. Then a secondary shot, and Diavanzo forced out of the net. Puck still alive out in front of the net. Rogers trying to push it in. And then we'll draw a push from a clocker. And it was wrapped up in the process by Diavanzo, but what pressure there.
Yeah, good action there. The Hill is getting some good looks in there. Ashland doing a good job in front, keeping them from getting that loose puck.
So another face-off in Ashland territory. Walsh and there for the Hillers up against Boselli. And the Hillers just dominating the possession battle so far. Rogers racing in. Barnes sends it back up. Collected by Reardon. Sent into Hillers territory, and that'll force Bailey to get the leg pad down. Up to the neutral zone. Jarrett with it. And we'll have a whistle here.
Now we're seeing a familiar pattern for the Hillers here. They be able to get teams back on their heels. And once they do that, they're left with no other choice but to just ice. I think we're up to 5 icings already here in the first for Ashland.
Kirk up against Irwin. Flipped off the glass. Just past the reach of Barnes. Racing up the ice, Shapiro for Ashland. Barnes with it. Flips it over to Kirk. Here goes Kirk. And he lost his stick and gives a great push after losing that stick to Reardon. Puck jammed up along the far side corner. Kirk trying to poke it out. Reardon sends it around. We're at the 2-minute mark of this first period. A 1-0 lead for the Hillers. Quentin Barnes sends it over.
Yeah, Barnes with a good play there to set Kirk up the middle. Nice little flip pass.
Wrapped up there. Well, you gotta love the pressure that the Hillers are giving Ashland right now.
Yeah, they definitely dominate in the zone time. They only got one on the board. They've had a couple opportunities. Ashland doing a good job not allowing them to get any rebounds. But if they keep up this pressure there, they're going to be sure to pop some more in.
Ashland winning the face-off that time. Here comes Boselli. Sends it up. Just to the right of the Hillers net is Saporositz. Sends it up the near side to Walsh. Walsh trying to drive up ice. Here he comes. Look out. Driving in goal! Sean Walsh does it again!
Walsh with just a great move there. He couldn't quite handle the puck coming up center ice, but the Ashland defenseman went to lunge for it and realized Walsh was going to get around him and backed off. And then with Walsh's speed, went through, and he seems to be able to find that 5-hole every time. He likes to slide that puck right between the goalie's legs. He's had about 6 or 7 of those so far this year.
That goal comes with 1:27 left in the first period. And I got to tell you, certainly loving the music today out there, Eric. Rogers trying to take it up the far side. Walsh to Rogers. Shot just off the side of the net. Saporositz along the near side. Hamblett takes a big hit. Somebody lost their stick. Here comes Jack Reap, the captain. He'll get a shot off, turned away, and then a great move by Gilbert to get the stick on it and send it up the far side.
A good clearing move there by Gilbert.
Rogers flips it up and around. And forced out of the net there, and then it's popped in again. And that's Kyle Rogers.
Great play by Rogers here. The goalie actually had it tied up, but Rogers was able to chip it free from under the glove and tuck it right in.
Don't blink. 3-0 Hillers. That goal comes with 46.6 seconds left in the first period. Well, we've had 3 different goal scorers so far for the Hillers.
Yeah, the Hillers have had some good firepower this year. They had a good mix through those first 2 lines, spreading the offense around. So pretty much all the players from 1 through the 3rd line have the opportunity to get some good goals.
Joe Carrazza up against Brett Irwin on the face-off, and the officials having a chat with the Ashland bench. Coach Roman had something to say to the officials.
I think he was looking for a whistle there when the goalie had it covered up. I want to know why the whistle wasn't blown.
No reviews at this level. Seamus up the near side. Hillers up 3-0. As Aiden Walsh sends it over to the near side. Seamus with a shot turned away, and then Walsh nearly had a secondary shot. Ashland gets it into Hillers territory. Picked up by Seamus. He'll hold on to it for a little bit and then send it over to Aiden Walsh along the far side. Walsh was trying to pass cross ice, but Irwin was there to intercept.
Yeah, be careful of those cross ice passes.
And here, look out, here comes Weinstock. Leaves it out front, and it's turned away by Reardon, and that is how the first period will end. Eric, just tremendous pressure by the Hillers.
Yeah, great job by the Hillers. Ashland was staying with them for the first half of that period. And then the Hillers were then able to start with the domination with zone time. And those 2 goals at the end of the period, that they kind of deflated Ashland's ability there a little bit. So we'll see how we go. We have 3-0 for the first period. Pretty good.
All right, well, 2 more periods to play, but things looking good for the 10-0 Hopkinton Hillers. They lead Ashland at the break 3-0. We'll take a timeout. You are tuned in to Hopkinton Hillers Boys Varsity Hockey on HCAM. HCAM Sports is supported by our viewers and by the Dentist at Hopkinton. The Dentist at Hopkinton provides services including comprehensive dental care, same-day crowns, facial aesthetics, periodontal care, cosmetic dentistry, and implant dentistry. The Dentist at Hopkinton is located at 77 Main Street and online at hopdent.com. Welcome back to the New England Sports Center. We are ready for period number 2 between the Hopkinton Hillers and the Ashland Clockers. A 3-0 lead for the Hillers as we enter the second period. And we are just about ready for a face-off. Well, we have a moment. Let's take a look at the TVL standings. We'll start off with the large. Hopkinton in first, 10-0. Holliston 8-3-1 as Hopkinton working right to left across your screen for the second period. You got Norwood at 7-1-2, Medfield 6-3-2, Ashland 3-6-3, and then a close call there as Walsh nearly sneaks it in. Turned away by Diavanzo out in front, and for the moment the Hillers clear, but there's Gilbert with a powerful shot, and it's just wide to the right. And Westwood 4-5-1 rounding out the TVL large.
Good tip in front there. I think Rogers got a stick on that one. Oh, what a shot by Gilbert.
He put it in. That went off the netting in the back. 4-0 Hillers.
Pick the corner, and what a wrist shot. Put that right in the top right-hand corner.
That goal comes 33 seconds into the second period.
Well, the Hillers seem to have a flair for starting really fast in the second period.
They certainly do. Is it just me, or did Gilbert get a whole lot more power on his shot this year?
Yeah, that had a lot of zip on it.
He's had a few of those in the last few games. Quite a few. Seamus racing over to the far side corner. A 4-0 lead for the Hillers. Ashland trying to work it up the near side. And we did get a confirmation on who number 12 is for Ashland. It's Brian Gazzard, who was back for the Clockers. I believe he was hurt to start off the season. Trying to sneak it in was Griffiths, and we're going to
call
get a whistle
penalty on
here.
that hit.
And it looks like it might be against Ashland. And it will be. Well, no confirmation yet on who's heading to the box.
They signal for a roughing on it.
A little bit of confusion out there on the ice. And the Ashland coach trying to signal timeout. He wants to talk with the official. So an unidentified clocker has a 2-minute penalty, and I think that's what Coach Roman's trying to figure out.
I think they're calling a rough on that hit down here against the boards, but I don't think they signal who it was for on Ashland.
Well, if they did, I certainly didn't see it. So the official and Coach Roman talking things over. Try to get a listen in here on the conversation. I thought Coach Roman was just trying to clarify who was the penalty was on.
He did. I think he actually used his timeout in order to do it, which is a little unusual.
I think they should have given him a courtesy there. But it's going to be Matt Milko in the box for 2 minutes. Back to Ashland territory we go. The Hillers will have the man advantage. Pavitt Mera in on the faceoff against Brett Irwin. Gilbert sends it to Mera.
Ashland penalty to number 3.
Back to Walsh, and that is going to be wrapped up by Diavanzo. Walsh with a nice flip shot, and then Hamblett tried to stuff it in, but Diavanzo wrapped it up.
Yep, good save there. Good puck movement by the Hillers. Trying to move that puck around. Find that open guy, and a good shot in from the point.
Back to the face-off circle goes Mera. Mera a little tripped up there. Along the far side corner, Mera sends it out, and Hamblett was trying to squeeze it in. It was turned away. Hamblett pops it up the near side. Mera back to Walsh. Now Mera looking for a shot. There's a shot, and it's wrapped up by Diavanzo.
The Hillers having a good power play here. They've really been able to move that puck and get Ashland to start chasing and then send it back to the guy who's got a good shot in front.
1:22 left on the power play. Tom Nappy, Eric Carty, happy to be with you on the call here at New England Sports Center. John Ritz on camera. Mera up against Nick Fish. Walsh. Gilbert. Puts it around towards Hamblett. Rogers now. Back to Gilbert. Walsh. Walsh puts it off the backboards. Hamblett jammed up in the corner, trying to send it out. Mera now. Walsh back to Mera.
Ashland being real aggressive coming out to the points.
There's a power shot by Gilbert, turned away by Diavanzo. Back to the Hillers zone it goes. 40 seconds left on the power play. Gilbert up against Nick Fish, able to get it over to Mera, and Mera, a little mishandle there. Fish gets the puck, and Gilbert immediately goes against Fish there and is able to defer him away from the puck. Rogers along the far side boards, and he takes a little hit into the boards.
Hillers didn't protect the puck very good there in their own end. A good forecheck by Fish there. He almost hit himself an opportunity.
We'll have another face-off, this time in the neutral zone. Offsides was the call. Cam Jarrett gets to it. Power play about to expire. Quinlan sends it down. Racing in there is Kirk, and he has a backhander in front of the net. Kirk up behind the net. The power play has expired, and he was trying to sneak it in the corner there. D'Avanzo turned it away.
Great job by Kirk there. Ashland actually had the puck, and Kirk was able to take it away from him.
Kirk along the corner. Over to Quinlan. Quinlan and Kirk tied up a little bit. Here comes Ashland as Irwin moves it up the ice, and that'll force the wrap by Bailey.
Well, other than early on in the first period, Bailey really hasn't seen any hard shots. They've all been coming in from long distance and not a lot on them.
11:27 left to go in the second period. Hillers up 4-0. In on the face-off, Joe Carrazza. Gets it over to the near side. Curtis Terry is there. Sends it up. Carrazza racing in. And he'll take a big hit into the boards by Fish. Loose puck. Barnes gets to it. Seamus was trying to pop it up, and Boselli stole it away. Here comes Boselli. There's a shot turned away. Nice job by Barnes getting in front of it.
Yeah, nice block.
And now a battle along the near side. Seamus tripped up. Fish takes a check by Carrazza. And Barnes comes away with it, but it looks like we're going to have something here. And it's going to be against the Hillers. Joe Carrazza sent to the box. So Ashland will have the man advantage. Walsh up against Irwin on the faceoff. Off the near sideboards by Saporosha. Racing up. There's a shot and a loose puck. It was turned away by Bailey, and the net came dislodged. A good shot there by Boselli, and somebody's stick went flying as well.
Good opportunity, good face-off win. Ashland had some good movement, able to set that up in front.
Saporosha lost his stick. Well, Ashland knows that they need a goal here to stay in this game.
Yeah, this is the opportunity. If they're going to get back in it, they really need one here with the man advantage. So that face-off outside, even the Ashland player pushed Hopkins into the net.
The Hillers with a couple home games coming up after this. Saturday against Medfield, 7:30 p.m. right here at the New England Sports Center. And then next Wednesday against Dedham, an 8 p.m. game. Fish along the near side. Rogers trying to skate in there and take it away. Rogers and Fish jammed up along the corner. Rogers trying to sneak it out. Getting in there is Boselli as well. And what a nice job by Rogers, pretty much trapping the puck along the near side corner, letting that
Holding off
penalty
all
run
five
down.
players from Ashland.
That was impressive stuff by Rogers. Then he takes a big hit and an elbow delivered by Gazzard, and he's going to go to the penalty box.
Yeah, I think they were just frustrated there. Ashland and Rogers did a great job in the corner. Started out with two, the Ashland players, and a third came in, and a fourth, and ended up eventually with all five players down there trying to get away. I think they were frustrated and took the penalty at the end.
Kyler Rogers seems like the type of player, if he's on your team, you'll love him. If he's not, you don't like him so much.
He's got the full skill set.
The Hillers and Ashland currently have 5 each out there. It is going to be even strength for the next minute and 15 seconds. And then the Hillers will have a man advantage for the next 45 seconds. I think the Clockers are arguing their case. It looks like they changed who the penalty was on. They're giving it to Irwin. So Brett Irwin heads to the box. And we'll have a face-off in the Ashland zone. And a little bit of 4-on-4 hockey. Pavitt Mera up against Matt Milko.
I think this favors the Hillers here with the speed of Mira and Hamlet.
And the officials still talking with Ashland. A lot of frustration coming from that Ashland bench right now. Mera up against Milko. Milko gets kicked out of the faceoff. Gazzard will step in. Along the near side, sent over to Mera, and nearly a goal there. I believe that went off the post.
Yep, right off the left-hand post there.
Here comes Gazzard, taken away by Mera.
Good back check by Seamus.
Look out, he has speed. Hamlet racing over to the far side. Trying to send it out, a little misfire there. Pops it over to Seamus, and he'll put that one off the goaltender and out of play.
And Hill is doing just a great job on these power plays, really moving the puck. They're looking for the defense, trying to move that puck, draw Ashland down on one side, and then quickly send it back over so the defenseman has a good clear shot.
This faceoff will come with 9:24 left to go. 40 seconds left of even strength hockey, and then the Hillers will have a man advantage for about 40 seconds or so. Hamlet gets the stick on it. Ashland trying to work their way up into Hillers territory. Racing up the ice is Gazzard. Takes a bit of a check from Seamus. Hamlet up the far side, sends it over to Mera. Mera racing down, and there's a shot deferred. A nice job by Nick Sabati stepping in and deferring that shot away as Gazzard tries to race up, and a great steal by Barnes.
And Barnes with a great poke check there.
Sends it down in the neutral zone. Mera handles it. Here he comes up the far side, and a long shot there, and Diavanzo will put it in his glove.
And the Hills will be on the power play now, Tom.
So the Hillers will have the man advantage for the next 41 seconds.
Misspoke there earlier. The Hillers were doing such a good job moving the puck when they were. It was only 4-on-4, but they acted like they were a power play. That open ice there will take advantage.
Right. Well, they're bringing all the speed out there now. They got Walsh, Mera, Gilbert, Rogers, and Kirk out there.
Yeah, they like to run a unit with Walsh on the point sometimes. Quarterbacking back there, utilize his speed, moving the puck.
Over to the backboards it goes. Mera along the far side board, sends it up to Gilbert. Back to Mera, and it's a little out of Mera's reach. 27 seconds left on the power play for the Hillers. Here comes Gilbert.
Good entry there by Gilbert.
Rogers looking for a hard shot. Diavanzo forced out of the net. Kirk picks it up, and he was able to send it out in front to Mera, but he was just deferred. Mera to Walsh. Gilbert flips it forward into the backboards.
Back to 5-on-5.
The power play has expired. Gilbert, shot out in front, and trying to force it in there was Kirk.
Good look by Kirk, a nice pad save.
Diavanzo has certainly been busy in net this period, all game for that matter. Walsh to Rogers, takes a big hit into the boards. Mera trying to send it up. Ashland racing into Hillers territory. Here comes Boselli. And Boselli is deferred, and Irwin's deferred as well. The Hillers just playing great all-around hockey, but even in their defensive zone, Ashland's having a tough time even getting a shot off.
Yeah, Hill is doing a great job in the back check.
Up the near side it goes, and we'll have a whistle. Face-off in Hillers territory off the icing call. 7:02 left to go in the second period. Hillers remain up 4-0. Joe Carrazza on the face-off against Irwin. Out in front, that forces the wrap by Bailey. There's a quick shot turned away by Bailey off the stick of Milko.
Bailey,
Flipped
nice
up.
save there through the screen.
Manser flipped that one up in the air. Here comes Aiden Walsh. He has some speed. Racing up the far side, racing in, and put to the back of the net by Aiden Fish. And now Ashland trying to work their way back into Hiller's territory. Meeting up along the near side with Shapiro and Aiden Walsh. Here's Milko threatening, and that's turned away. Great save by Bailey. Ray Bailey has had to make a couple of good saves in this game, and he has come through.
A couple turnovers by the Hillers at the defensive end, turning into opportunities.
Gazzard sent it wide left. Another save there by Bailey, and a little bit of pushing and shoving between Seamus and Gazzard. Up the far side it goes. Aiden Walsh gets the stick on it. And it is collected by Ashland. And we'll have an icing. 5:54 left to go.
Well, Ashland's certainly not going to go away quietly. They've been putting up a battle so far this period.
Yeah, they're going to continue battling. It's been a pretty physical game as we expected between these two teams. Into the neutral zone. Here comes Gazzard racing up. Shot and a save. Bailey coming through once again. Shot attempt was by Don Boselli.
Yeah, good play there. Ashland.
Well, Ashland's starting to provide a little pressure.
Yep, they got a little spark now.
Walsh kicked out of the face-off. Amblett will step in. Along the far side. Trying to wrap it around was Gazzard. He was turned away by Jarrett. Picked up by Fish. Sent out to Gazzard. Gazzard and Rogers meeting up.
Barnes with another good stick play there. Get that puck out.
Rogers and Sabati both ran into each other.
Offside.
What do we have here?
It's going to be offside, delayed offside call. It looks like he might be calling it all the way down, too. Intentional.
So back into Hiller's territory we go. Kirk up against Sheath. Saparosh, it's up to Mara. Mara gets to it. Up to Kirk, and it's intercepted by Sheath, and we have another offsides.
Ashland's starting to turn the tables on the Hills a little bit here, and they're being real aggressive and having a good forecheck. The Hills having a little bit of trouble getting out of their zone now.
So a face-off in the neutral zone on the offsides call. Sent up and around by Mara. Mara jammed up along the corner. Mara escapes with it. Trying to wrap it around. All kinds of clockers in his way.
I think he had an idea of picking that up on his blade, Tom, and trying to put it up in the top corner, carrying it in like a lacrosse shot.
Saparoshitz put a little power on it, forced the glove save. We'll have another face-off at 4:29 left to go. Backhand attempt by Carrazza, sent over by Manser. Seamus sends it wide right. Now racing up the near side is Milko. He has some speed. Was turned away by Manser. And flying into the corner, Manser and Seamus to meet up with Milko. Seamus and Manser both tripped up.
That came off the pegs.
So we'll have a face-off. Looked like the net came a little dislodged. Raz up against Irwin. There's a hard shot wide to the left by Aiden Fish. There comes Gilbert over to Aiden Walsh. Walsh with the shot turned away. And then Weinstock trying to get the secondary shot in there, now along the near side.
Just had a bad angle, otherwise Weinstock had a wide open net.
Manser sends it around. Jammed up along the near side corner. Sent out to Hamblett. And Hamblett and Milko put a stop to the action. It looked like there was a little extracurricular activity along that near side corner. So that's why the whistles came out. And we're going to have a penalty here. It is going to be against the Hillers. They're going to get Joe Carrazzo with the arm grab. So Ashland with a man advantage for the next 2 minutes.
Yeah, Ashland's had some good attempts in the last 4 or 5 minutes here. Let's see what they can do with a power play, see if they can get one on the board, try to get themselves back in it.
Walsh up against Irwin. There's a shot just wide of the right. Goes Gazzard. Milko up behind the net. Milko with a little mishandle there, now jammed up with Carrazza. Setting that one a backhander, and that's an Ashland goal, Brian Gazzard. It's a 4-1 game.
Good initial save by Bailey, but the puck just kind of jumped back off his pads right back to Ashland.
Well, with all the pressure Ashland was putting on the Hillers, you had to figure they were going to break through sometime.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be a matter of time when they picked it up here, but the Hillers the answer. Just going to get back to their basic play. They've had a few turnovers this period in their own end, but I'm sure they'll settle down and get back to the good breakout system and good forecheck.
Walsh and the first line back out there. Rogers sends it up to Hamblett. Here's Hamblett off the glove of D'Avanzo.
Net off the crossbar.
Ashland goal scored by number 12, Brandon.
Hamblett jammed up along the corner.
Number 3, Matt Nova.
Zaporozhets picks it up, sends it around. Gazzard comes away with it. Rogers with a little stick flip to try to sneak it away. Here comes Boselli. Walsh steals it away. Somebody lost their stick. It was a clocker. Walsh up the near side, racing it, backhander, and it is just wrapped up by D'Avanzo. Nearly went between his legs.
Good save there, and Walsh, see him utilize that speed, take it from his own end up the side, get around the defenseman. Just didn't quite have the angle, but still got a good shot off. Both teams utilizing the stick flip to knock the sticks out of their opponent's hand there.
Right.
Surprised the referees are letting that go as much as they are.
Milko tripped up. Sent over by Seamus. Here comes Ashland. That shot deferred by Seamus off the stick of Irwin. Sent up by Aiden Fish. Seamus gets in there, sends it around towards Mara. Mara jammed up along the far side corner. Now Seamus jammed up behind the net. Mara matches up with Milko in the corner. Mara trying to come away with it. Sends it back over to Seamus, who sends it up the ice. Dan Kirk racing in now. Here comes Kirk. A couple of clockers in his way. Sends it out over towards Quinlan. Now back to Kirk, and now back to the corner it goes. Out to Mara, looking for Kirk in the slot. Sent over by Manser, and then now it's jammed up in front of the net, and D'Avanzo gets the wrap on it, and all kinds of pushing and shoving going on between both teams. may have a penalty here. Dan Kirk was in there with Matt Milko, and it looks like Milko is going to take a seat. Well, they're letting him play out there for sure.
Yeah, nothing too egregious there, so I think they'll let that one go, but temper's starting to flare a little bit here.
Oh, they absolutely are. Set down by Barnes. Along the near side, Rogers escapes with it, shot turned away. Sent around by Boselli. Barnes gets some height on that one. Along the far side, Walsh getting in there. Less than a minute left to go in the second period, a 4-1 Hillers lead. Set down towards Hamblett, now Rogers racing up the ice. Rogers trying to sneak in there, he's deferred. And
Took a heavy hit there.
he took a big hit into the backboards and he's hurt. Now here comes Ashland looking for a shot and it's a goal. Nick Fish sneaks it in.
Big turn of events there. A heavy hit, and it almost looked like that should have been a penalty, and then Ashland takes it the other way, cut the lead in half.
Yeah, that looked like a pretty big hit. Barnes is checking on Rogers. It's a 4-2 game. Ashland right back into it. But as you said, Eric, certainly a questionable goal there.
Yeah, and the timing too for the Hillers. You know, you always want to try to make sure you don't give a goal up in the last minute. That's something the coaches stress on it. At Ashland, they came to play. They're certainly not going to give up here, and they get themselves right back in this game. And
Yep.
the Hillers are going to be in for a battle here the rest of the way.
Kirk up against Irwin. Here comes Nick up the far side. That was Shapiro taking a hit into the boards. Kirk flips it up. Along the near side corner, Aiden Fish gets in there, stolen away by Weinstock. Puts it towards Quinlan. Quinlan trying to feed it back to Weinstock. Now it's jammed up along the corner. Kirk out in front, was trying to backhand it in. And he put it right into the fallen defenseman, Aiden Fish. Stolen away by Saporocious. Last second, there's a shot turned away. Well, an exciting second period, but Ashland coming up with a pair of goals. They're right back in the game, Eric.
Yeah, the Hillers, they're dominating the zone time, but the end of this period, Ashland has really picked up their game. They're playing tough. They're getting some good opportunities and cut this lead in half here. So the Hillers, I think we'll see them come out flying in the third period, and I think they'll get a handle right back on this game, take control back.
Well, Ashland has certainly made it interesting. We have another period left to play at the end of two. It's 4-2 Hillers. You are tuned in to Hopkinton Hillers Boys Varsity Hockey on HCAM. HCAM Sports is supported by our viewers and by the Dentist at Hopkinton. The Dentist at Hopkinton provides services including comprehensive dental care, same-day crowns, facial aesthetics, periodontal care, cosmetic dentistry, and implant dentistry. The Dentist at Hopkinton is located at 77 Main Street and online at hopdent.com. Welcome back to the New England Sports Center. We are ready for the third period. And as we enter the final 15 minutes, it's the Hillers leading Ashland 4-2. But Ashland did net a pair of goals last period. Towards the end of the period, it was Brian Gazzard with 3:10 left and Nick Fish with 36 seconds left. And we'll see if the Hillers can respond as Walsh delivers a hit to Savati in the backboards. Hamblett trying to sneak it out. Walsh trying to wrap it around, no one there. Sent out by Gazzard. Gilbert at the blue line. Sent forward to Boselli, and he'll send it across to Fish, who gets a shot off. Into the backboards it goes. Saporocious up to Hamblett. And sent back down into Hillers territory by Reap. Gilbert Sends it flying high into Ashland territory. That'll draw the icing.
Both teams here, I think we're looking at this next. Whoever gets the next goal here, it's going to be huge. So.
Oh, it certainly will. For now, Ashland's still very much in the game.
Yeah, they drew a lot of momentum there from those 2 goals late in the period.
Dan Kirk up against Brett Irwin. Sends it over, and that one was put off of Kirk. Pass by Quinlan. Here comes Mara. Mara flying up the ice. There's a shot. Loose puck, and Quinlan nearly got there. Sent up by Manser. And Ashland able to send it away. Forces Bailey out. Seamus sends it up to Mara, and he was picked off along the near side as the Hillers are able to get it back up the ice. Here comes Mara once again, and a glove save by D'Avanzo.
Mara lucky there. Another turnover, and the Hiller in almost led to an opportunity for Ashland there. The Hillers going to do a better job protecting the puck in their own end.
I think one of the important things in this period for the Hillers, too, is going to be no penalties. Certainly don't want to give Ashland a power play opportunity.
No, not with the momentum they've gained. And don't give them any extra opportunities.
Hamblett along the corner. And it's taken away from Hamblett. Here comes Ashland. Flying up the ice was Fish, and that'll force the wrap by Bailey as he put it forward. Ended up towards the net.
The Hillers just looking a little bit tentative here to start. I thought they'd come out flying, which they are with speed flying, but just a little bit tentative with the puck.
Saporositz and Gilbert are going to come into the game defensively. Walsh on the face-off, and you might see a whole lot of the first line in this period, as long as Ashland keeps threatening. There's a shot wide to the right.
Another turnover there.
Walsh puts it off the boards, and it was handled and then sent forward and wrapped up by Bailey. Nice job by Sabati.
I think right now the Hillers got to look to go back to their strength. They do a good job of taking the puck behind the net. Defensemen either starting to rush out and hitting the forward on the go, or the forwards breaking out and then hitting them. But right now they're turning the puck over to Ashland and giving them too many opportunities.
Walsh on the face-off, sent up by Saporositz. Up the far side it goes. Jack Reap tracks it down. Reap puts it over towards Sabati. Up behind the Ashland net, Hamblett trying to get to it. Rogers sneaks in there. Saporositz up the near side. Walsh wraps it around towards Gilbert. Hamblett jammed up behind the net, leaves it out. Popping it off the glass was Boselli. Gazzard working up the near side, just gets it past Saporositz. Gilbert trying to bring it around. Gilbert matched up with Fish. Walsh sneaks in there. And now into the neutral zone. Walsh trying to come away with it. And a smart move there by Aiden Fish to flip it away from him. Gilbert catches up to it. Up to the near side he goes. And we'll have an icing.
Both teams kind of filling each other out in this period. No one's really looking to take a shot here.
12-12 left to go in the third period. Ashland is within 2. Joe Carrazza on the faceoff for the Hillers. Here comes Weinstock racing up the ice. Weinstock up the near side, shot turned away by D'Avanzo. And then a big hit delivered by Carrazza along the far side. Puck sent over to the near side, now up by Barnes. Now Carrazza racing in, that'll force the wrap by D'Avanzo.
Good opportunities here by the third line. A nice play by Weinstock, taking that puck to the outside, getting another good shot on net.
On the faceoff for the Hillers, Joe Carrazza. He's up against Brett Irwin. Aiden Walsh trying to sneak in a shot. Weinstock tripped up. Carrazza with a shot wide to the right. Barnes And that was nearly sent off a line stock into the net. There's another shot by Barnes wide to the left. Raza catches up with it along the corner. And Ashland trying to attack. Barnes is there for the Hillers. Sends it up towards Aiden Walsh. Pavitt Mira back into the game for the Hillers. Barnes turns it up ice. Mira racing in. Mira trying to get it out of the side of the net along with Jack Reap for Ashland. Reap able to get a skate on it and kicks it towards the far side. Here comes Gazzard, look out. Up against Seamus. Nice move by Barnes. It's dropped by Boselli. Boselli sends it out. It was turned away by Bailey. Jammed up along the corner now. Kirk trying to sneak it out. Able to get it to Quinlan, who will flip it up. And now here comes Kirk. Kirk racing up the ice. Shot, and it's a little too high there. Along the near side, Quinlan gets in there. Taken away by Gazzard. Gazzard racing up the ice. He's tripped up. And Seamus able to get his front end towards the puck. Quinlan up towards Kirk. Kirk, a 1-on-2. He's turned away by Aiden Fish, then delivered a pretty big hit. Approaching 10 minutes left to play in the third period. Gilbert with possession. Walsh and Hamblin are back out there for the Hillers. Here comes Sean Walsh racing around the net. Leaves it forward to Rogers, and Rogers had a wide open net, but just could not get the shot off.
Puck just bounced on him. Good look there, but just couldn't settle the puck down, or he had a hole open net to shoot at.
Well, the Hillers certainly starting to put more pressure on, and at 9:44 left to go, we'll have a face-off off an icing call.
Yeah, starting with the Carrazza line, they had the best shift of the period up until that point. Did a good job keeping the puck in, getting the. Kirk had a good opportunity, but just missed the net wide.
Walsh wins the face-off that time. Races around. Sends it over to Saporositz. There's a shot and a glove save by Diavanzo.
Diavanzo doing a good job. He's getting some good looks at the puck, so he's able to handle those easily. Hiller's got to get a little bit more traffic in front of him. See if they can get a tip on it.
Walsh up against Irwin. Sent over to the far side. Milko catches up with it. Walsh now with possession behind the net. Trying to come around with it. And he'll send it forward towards the net. Turned away by Diavanzo. Hamblin now. And he was looking for somebody to get over towards the slot area. Rogers takes a check into the near side corner. Sent up by Walsh. Saporositz back to Walsh. Walsh with the shot turned away. Went off of Reap. And Saporositz sends it back into Hiller's territory. Reap with possession. He'll flip it up. Along the far side, dropped by Hamblin. Here comes Tommy Hamblin racing up, trying to put the moves on there, but the skate of Boselli got to the puck. Sent over by Irwin. Boselli controls up the glass. And Jarrett takes a long shot on the net. Wide to the right. Hillers switching things up on the ice. Jarrett off the stick of Mira. Mira sends it over towards Quinlan. Jarrett now. Misfire. Here comes Ashland. Pass up the far side, racing in. There's a shot turned away by Bailey into the protective netting, out of play. Aiden Fish getting the rise on that one.
Good save there by Bailey. This period's going by quick, Tom.
It certainly is, unlike the second period.
Good opportunities both ends. So far, we're penalty free here.
So far, you might have just jinxed it. Along the near side, Seamus sends it over. Now Mansur with possession. Mansur up to Quinlan. Now to Mira. Here comes Mira. Back to Kirk. Kirk looking for a shot, and it's in! Dan Kirk with a beauty!
That whole play started in their own end, Tom. Just a great play in their own end. They broke the puck out perfectly, worked it down the ice, sent the puck right over to Kirk right out in front. But Manson did a nice job. Took his time with the puck, didn't turn it over, made sure he made the good pass, so that's what started that whole play.
The Hillers are up 5-2. Ed Kirk with the goal, Pavitt Mera on the assist. That's 7:52 left in the third period. Hamblett off the near side boards. Gazzard gets in there. A lot of pushing by Gazzard to try to work his way in between Hamblett and Terry. And we'll get a stoppage. Face-off time. That was Seamus and Hamblett in there, rather. Well, a big momentum goal for the Hillers after Ashland had the last two.
Yeah, that's huge. They always say in hockey the 2-goal lead is the least safest lead, so moving it up to 3, a lot better.
What about the 1-goal lead? Rogers over to Walsh. Back to Rogers. With a shot at in! Oh, boy! Kyle Rogers with the spin around.
The team is loaded with firepower like the Hillers. It's tough to keep them suppressed for as long as Ashland has so far today. So
that was an absolute beauty. 6-2 Hillers. That goal comes 30 seconds after Dan Kirk's goal. Exactly 30 seconds. Well, you're just waiting for the moment where the Hillers were going to come out firing, and here's that moment. Jarrett up to Carrazza. Hayden Walsh puts it forward. Weinstock racing in. Trying to leave it out in front. Puck was deferred. Reardon sends it over to Moriarty. Up behind the net now, Jarrett along the far side. And those goals are so quick, they're announcing both right now.
Yeah, big momentum swing back to the Hillers here for sure.
Reardon sends it off the backboards. Over to Hayden Walsh. Yeah, the Hillers in that second period almost seemed like they're just kind of coasting.
Yeah, they started off quick. They got the goal early, but then Ashland kind of took the momentum away from them.
There's a shot, turned away, and that sent the stick out of Diavanzo's hand. And the defenseman trying to give it back to him, and as he's trying to give his stick back, Pavitt Mera says, I'm going to score right now.
Well, it's now a scoring fest for the top scorers on the team are all figured in here in about the last minute.
The game doesn't stop if you lose your stick. And Pavitt Mera makes Ashland pay. It's a 7-2 Hillers lead. Pouring it on.
Well, that's the one thing. This team is dangerous, and when they get it on, they can just play with anybody, score from any place on the ice, pretty much.
Curtis Terry's out there as a forward. Sent up the near side. Also Jeff Toko into the game. 11 offsides face off at 5:50 left to go.
So if you're a Hiller now, what you want to do is make sure you have your head on a swivel. I think Ashland's a little bit deflated now, so they might be looking to a little more of the body checking.
Hillers with 3 unanswered goals in this third period. That shot turned away off of Toko. Gets a big applause from his bench. Saporositz. Up the near side he goes. Here comes Terry. And that one's stolen away from Terry. Saporositz backhands it over to Gilbert. Gilbert sends it up. Toko trying to get in there. Saporositz trying to come away with a steal. Along the far side, Gilbert tracks it down. Just past the reach of Moore. Toko racing behind the net to try to get to it. And looks like we're going to have a penalty here. Jeff Toko
a little bit of stick work.
Yeah, he used this stick to hold back the clocker and can't necessarily do that. So he'll take a seat. First power play of the third period for either team. Seemed like a good idea at the time. Dan Kirk in on the faceoff. Sent wide to the right by Boselli. Gazzard trying to pick it up in the corner. He's locked up with Manser. 4:49 and counting left to go in this game. Hillers up 7-2. It was a 4-2 game heading into this period. Dan Kirk sends it off the boards. Big shot there by Fish into the protective netting out of play.
That one went straight out too. Good job along the boards. Hillers keeping the play to the side. Kirk doing a good job up on top and keeping Ashland from getting any clear shots in.
Face off in the neutral zone. Curtis Terry up against Brett Irwin. Seamus sends it up the ice. Taken by Nick Fish. He leaves it out. Now racing down is Gazzard. 1:15 left on the Ashland power play. Gazzard trying to put the moves on, but a nice response by Manser. Now getting in there, Boselli. Milko. Sends it back over to Boselli. And up to Milko, who will meet up with Seamus. 50 seconds left on the power play. Jammed up along the near side corner. Manser trying to race in there. Sent out in front. Looking for a shot here was Fish. He'll send it to the far side as a pair of Hillers getting his way. Fish up against Terry. Backhander to the near side. Boselli sends it wide to the right. Now Gazzard. Back to Fish. There's a shot wide to the right. Milko with possession. Milko with the mishandle, and the Hillers send it into Ashland territory. A nice time kill there by Hopkinton. And that should do it for the power play.
Hillers did a great job keeping that puck to the outside, not letting Ashland get any good looks at all in the middle.
Here comes Gazzard, a nice move there, and it's taken away by Jarrett. And out with it is Boselli, matched up against Jarrett. Quinlan gets in there, Kirk pokes it out. And a mishandle there by Ashland. And now a shot by Irwin, who stayed with it. And it's turned away by Bailey. Here comes Kirk up the far side. Kirk looking for a potential shot here. He'll send it forward, wrapped up by D'Avanzo. We'll have a face-off with 2 minutes, 30 seconds left to go in the third period. And I think it's safe to say the Hopkinton Hillers about to improve to 11-0-0 on the season.
Yeah, I think we take it for granted, Tom, how great this team's been playing. And you're not going to play great every shift. And even when they have some off shifts, they're still able to do what it takes in order to get the win.
They certainly are. Well, I'll tell you one game that I have highlighted on my calendar, January 29th up against Dedham. Dedham having a very good season this year. It'll be a great matchup to see this Hopkinton team take on Dedham. Milko trying to race up the near side. Taken away by Griffiths. Sends it up. Here comes Mara. Mara to Quinlan. Quinlan sends it to the corner. Kirk almost stuffed it in, but was just turned away by D'Avanzo.
Good move there by Mara to set that up right down the middle.
Mara. Shot just a little bit high. Gilbert along the far side. Quinlan sends it back to Kirk. Mara racing in, trying to take it away. Kirk pokes it out towards Gilbert. And back into Hillers territory it goes. 1:24 left to go in the third period. Gilbert flings it off the glass. And it's taken away by Saporositz. Along the far side. Here comes Aiden Fish. Shot. And off the glove of Bailey behind the net. Less than a minute left to go in this game. Hillers up 7-2. And it's about to be 11-0 for Hopkinton. Gazzard with a shot. And a nice save there by Bailey. Jammed up behind the net. Racing in for the Hillers is Michael Berman. Berman trying to get in there along with Andrew Moore. 25 seconds left and counting. Back to the neutral zone. Fish sends it forward. Caught up with by Toko. He'll wrap it around. A misfire there, and the Hillers might have an opportunity. Devanzo comes way out of the net. Moore with the puck. Sends it forward. And Toko is trying for a backhander. Drew a big push from Sabati. And that'll do it. The Hopkinton Hillers are going to come away with the 7-2 win over the Ashland Clockers. Eric, after a bit of a slow second period, the Hillers came out firing on all cylinders in the third, scoring 3 unanswered goals.
Yeah, the Hillers are just too strong, Tom. All 3 lines can just roll through, and they just can dominate teams. And Ashland did a good job. They knew they had an uphill battle, and they hung in there for a little while, but they just they couldn't stay with all 3 lines. When those lines are all playing well, then the Hillers are just unstoppable.
Well, another great win by the Hopkinton Hillers. They improved to 11-0 on the season. The Ashland Clockers fall to 3-7-3. Next up for the Hillers is Medfield right here at the New England Sports Center this Saturday at 7:30 p.m. And also the girls hockey team, Dover Sherborne Co-op with Hopkinton, will be playing that day as well this coming Saturday, January 25th at 1 p.m. at the Blackstone Valley Arena in Hopedale. And that game is also going to go to a great cause. It's a girls hockey fundraiser game for ovarian cancer. That's the Dover Sherborne Hopkinton Girls Hockey Co-op, Saturday, January 25th at 1 p.m. And that takes place at Blackstone Valley Arena in Hopedale. And guess what? We're going to try to be at that game as well. We're going to have a double dose of Hillers hockey for you this coming Saturday with the girls hockey at 1 and the boys hockey at 7:30 at night. The final score for the final time, Hillers take down Ashland 7-2. For John Ritz on camera, my broadcast partner Eric Carty, I'm Tom Nappy. Thanks for watching Hillers hockey. Take care, enjoy the rest of your day. We'll talk to you again soon.